straight up out there navigating the 7 seas.
A Navajo Asian.
I love it.
He was abandoned on the railroad and picked up by a young Navajo woman who then let him suck on her breast.
What is it called when they fucking take somebody and they
Adopt it?
Yeah, they adapt to the culture.
They adopt it? I don't know
No,
what you're going
when you
for.
do that, when you
I'm
do
not
that
sure
to
what you're going
someone,
for, man.
when you do that to someone, don't you know, like Rogan was talking about in that Native American book, they took that white woman back to the Native American tribe.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, you're right. There's a word for it.
What is that word? Yeah.
I forgot what it was called though.
And it's not indoctrination. Or
No, it's
that.
definitely
It's
not. It's nothing like indoctrination. No, it's nothing like that. Ingrained.
Culturized.
I don't know. I'm not sure what you're. I'm not sure what word you're going for.
Word it is.
But anyway, that she was taken in, and she was, raised like
as one.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever the fuck that means.
I mean, it's like the dude who was raised by wolves.
But then she was took again. That's the crazy part.
She was taken again from that tribe.
Then she escaped. Back to them.
Back to the original.
She was taken by the Native Americans. Taken by the Native Americans. And then the whites got her. And then she ran away from the whites back to the Native Americans.
Okay, so got you. So she's like, I mean, it's like, I think it would be chill to be a Native American up until the whites came, at least. It's like,
but I mean, the way like that expert was explaining it on his podcast was
there was a lot of war.
There was a lot of war, bro. It wasn't peace.
But I was thinking like one of like the bigger tribes. Yeah, there was constant war, but like I'm sure there was times where you're just chilling on the plains.
They were all still fighting over land.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like little things that I didn't ever really pay attention to, like the fact of like why did they live in teepees? You know, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah, like why they live in those is like because so that they could live mobile. That's why they never established like a city or nothing like that because they followed the buffalo. You know,
yeah,
so they couldn't stay stationary. Wherever the buffalo goes, where they go.
Yeah, no.
That's why they just would beef all the time.
A lot of the land they're living in wasn't good necessarily for farming. You know, it was like another less fertile land. Also, like you also got to think about like like the Spanish, like the Mexicans were also like all the way up through into the Americas. They were all over that place, man. Like I'm thinking like at one point like their territory went as far as like Utah or some crazy shit, like that far out of Mexico. So I mean they're all the way up in Texas, for a lot of the time, So you're running into those. You're running into white people and you're running into Mexicans throughout your entire existence for the most part. Well, I think I'm not sure how far up they were actually established, but I'm sure they're.
What about how they were saying like they grabbed they could grab 3 arrows at once.
They could grab 3 arrows at once.
Each
yeah, and shoot,
like, and then they were getting quicker shots off than the Americans with not Americans, but settlers with guns.
No, they already had bows, right? Or did they learn the bow?
Okay. Yeah, no, they already had bows. They already mastered bows and mastered bow riding.
That's what I think is wild. Is like like one thing that's like kind of like universal, like among these, like among people, is like the bow and arrow. You know what I'm saying? Like because they had no contact.
I was telling you before. What's crazy about them is that like when they tried to get them to aim with one eye closed, they couldn't hit nothing. But when they opened both eyes, they could hit like perfect accuracy. And then they also like had that ability where like they would ride on the side of the horse basically, and you couldn't see their body.
Yeah.
At the same time, they can grab multiple arrows and just be fucking pop. Basically, a human quiver.
A human? What do you mean? Like a?
That's what it is.
Yeah, like just hold it.
We just grab one at a time. Like the best archers in the world grab one at a time.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen nobody grabbing 3 and being like ding ding ding.
Well, I mean, I think it was like some experienced archers. Earlier in time, like amongst like in China and whatnot, like I think you were an experienced archer when you did something like that. You were really good at what you were doing when you were able to hold 3 arrows like that and remain accurate.
I like to picture my experience. Archers just go around and like they know perfect hang time. They just like shoot it up. They know they got 6 seconds, and they just talk to like the guy they're teaching with their hands behind their back. They take the step back at the last second, like in the movie. Yeah. Her lands right there. It's like, pay attention.
So I think of like a 300 style, like type style where like they're just launching like the rain of arrows. Just like you have so many archers lined up, they just shoot them in the air, and they don't give a fuck where they go. It's just they're just hoping that they take everyone out.
I can't remember the one movie, but I remember he's like, you got 3 seconds to run. The guy takes off on 1. He just starts dipping. He's like 2, 3, and then he just shoots an arrow fucking high as fuck.
You're talking Babylon or something, or
is that what it is? I can't remember.
Yeah, that's the one where like
he shoots it high as fuck. Then he looks back and he's talking. And
was that an arrow? Or was that a spear?
I thought it was an arrow.
Because I think the one you're talking about, it's not Babylon. It's
a famous scene. It's probably happening.
Yeah, it's Apocalypto. That's yeah. And they just they just came across that one village. They were gonna sacrifice him on the like pedestal or some shit, but they gave him a chance to run, and they just launched that spear up and just takes his ass free through the fucking chest.
Beat a motherfucker hit him with a stone type time.
Yeah,
what a crazy time to be alive. Talk about having to be hard.
Yeah, and I remember like
don't say you got anxiety, dude. Don't say it. Like even if you got it, don't say it. You can't say any weaknesses. I feel nothing.
Did you
or else you're getting stoned.
You ever see the Rogan podcast with the one with the death whistle on it? They had an Aztec death whistle. Yeah. Something they used to do is when they would just like let that death whistle rip. It was like 1,000 people deep. Scary. That's all you fucking heard. Oh yeah, bro. It's just that fucking like those mental games, man. That's what it is. Those mind games. They only fought at night. The Aztecs.
Whoever did the death whistle.
Yeah, I thought that was Aztecs. Yeah, or the Mayans. Those are the Mayans. Well, yeah, I'm not sure what separates those two.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like natives are just old Mexicans, really, pretty much.
Native Americans.
Yeah, they're pretty much old Mexicans, right?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who was there first. Did the Native Americans turn to Mexicans, or was it the Mexicans that went to Native Americans? How did you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how it worked out, man. I really don't. But yeah, I'm not sure if because I mean, the way that they came in, supposedly, they would have settled down in North America first before they made it into South America.
Who knows?
I mean, of course, who knows? But I mean, yeah, that's the supposed path we came away from that Alaska land bridge type style. That was the only thing that connected anything else to Asia. Was that one connection? So
I just wish there was some shit we just this is how it happened. We're not gonna get down to specifics, It's like, look, these people came here. We know that. Let's not predict where they came in at and shit. We don't gotta be perfect, guys. Just sum it up. Meanwhile, you can't tell me why a fucking scorpion glows in infrared, light. It's so funny how they just know certain things so specifically, and certain things can just stump us.
Well, I mean, I think it depends who's looking at what. You got more people looking into human history than why a scorpion glows, or whatever.
I just
rather than
but there's bigger things. Who's
get funding? Who's get funding? The guy.
All I know is that
the guy with infrared light. You know what I'm saying?
You can't even state anything as fact as far as that back. You could just say this is my new belief based off what I found. If you go out there and solve why scorpions glow, you freaking are you are the guy known as that dude. At least you do have something under your scientific belt. You have a straight up. You solved something that other scientists wouldn't solve. And then you just make a podcast and you ride that, bro.
And
now you're the guy who debunks science.
My name is Dr. Roger Fitzpatrick. I am the lead bioengineering scientist at Cambridge University.
We actually found out that scorpions glow because of they're 99% semen. There's all semen. Actually, a lot of backed up testosterone inside of a very small body.
They're not really blowing enough nuts, and it's just full. It's I'm glad we got that out the way. It's done with. Now we can move forward with our scientific research.
That makes me think about. Don't ask, but basically, that got me thinking about how there was this pastor in I believe it was Mississippi. I got the picture, but I don't even feel like searching for it. I believe it was Mississippi or Missouri, and he got caught with a sexual act that he did a long time ago, and I just thought it was crazy. Blah blah blah. I just thought it was wild how in that state, the person that's being convicted of something or charged with something is allowed to decide if they want the judge to decide their sentence or the jury.
Yeah, right. The jury trial, or a bench trial.
No, well, no. That's not the thing. See, that's what I was saying. That's what I thought. Right, a right to a jury trial is just the jury decides if you're innocent or guilty. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's your right to get the bench. I think the standard procedure is you can go through with just a bench trial, and the judge will kind of decide everything. But you have the right to be judged by your peers, so you can go for a jury trial, but you can go for just like a straight up bench trial and skip the whole jury process. Yeah,
Right. You could do
yeah,
both of
yeah,
those, but
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I never knew that the jury could say the sentencing. They usually say you're guilty on these counts, and then the judge is what gives you the sentence based off what's been found guilty, what's the maximum to the minimum. In
Right,
this state, you're allowed to decide if you want the jury or the judge to decide your sentence. You get what I'm saying? Not your trial, your
right,
sentence.
right, right.
So they're giving this power to these people, and these people gave him 12 months probation. And I was like, that's so weird. How like you think these people, these random citizens now are qualified to like determine how long or what the punishment and severity should be
I mean,
of crimes also?
I mean, it's already a sketch sitting here and saying, hey, they can, decide if you're guilty or not. But
Well,
now
I
they can
mean,
decide your
man,
sentencing.
I mean, let's be real though. Like, how else could you really do that in a better way? Like,
Well,
it's
no, no,
kind of as
no,
fair as it gets.
no. I get you on that, but like you're also like relying on people to pretty much base off whatever evidence is provided in court to then decide your fate from that moment on. Of course, I'm not trying to be critical of it, but I'm just saying it's like
I was
in
just
a
saying,
system.
way rather have that than this one fucking judge,
Peer,
deciding
peer
it.
sentencing.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, definitely. I would definitely trust them. But
I know, but peer sentences, I'm saying no. I'm saying no
you're
to
saying
that.
no to
I'm
that.
saying no to that. I'm saying I'm glad that there's juror because I wouldn't want to be judged by just a judge. That seems like it would be wrong. Now with the sentences, I don't agree with that because I feel like people don't even understand law.
That's
You
what I'm saying. Like
know?
if I'm that guy being charged, they give me a extremely late sentence. I'm just like, yeah, let's go peer. It's like, let's do it. Yeah,
That's
cool.
what
10 months
happened.
probation. I kill 3 people. Wow, okay. I'm not here. I'm not gonna argue with the law system provided before me. Let's just go. Like 12 months probation. Cool. I'm out. I'm out of here.
It's wild.
I mean, that's what I would want if I was a criminal. Yeah, let's do it.
Then they just give you like 47 years for like.
But I mean, we also see like there's like super weird things that happen within like the justice system. As far as like like provided attorneys. I mean, like granted that like I'm just glad you get one, but like you might as well put yourself in jail. It's like rather than with like real good people like there to back you up, like to try and actually get you off.
Well, I feel like most of them
But
people like are good. I feel like a lot of them really like want to be good, but they just have such a short time with people.
yeah, that's true.
It's not like it's a private lawyer where like you get to meet whenever you want and talk, and shit like that, and like you got them from beginning to
You're not
start.
paying your lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So like
I remember like on my little charge, like I had like 3 different ones, bro, in like a span of like a couple months. I talked to him like I didn't even talk to the last one until I got to the like court that day. Like they just straight up don't get time with you to even try. How can you make a deal? You don't even got time to make a deal.
right.
It's just like, all right, guess we got to do the trial, and then I'm trying to get you as low as I can. That's pretty much how it works.
Very true. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's something, figure something. I mean, I'm not sure what else you could do.
I'm just saying, with that, no matter what, like stats talk, there's no, attorney of any sort that wants to lose cases. Like that doesn't help them anywhere. Nobody ever is going to benefit from losing cases. You're either famous for winning cases or winning cases you shouldn't win. It's one or the other usually.
And that's it.
That's it. You ain't nobody stands for losing cases.
And of course, like usually, like I mean, that's on the other side where like usually you have like the prosecutor, like the state prosecutor, like the same thing with them. Like they don't want to lose cases either because it's not good for the track record. I mean, those people want to become judges at the end of the day at some point on some type of level, become a judge somewhere within the system. And with that, you need a good percentage of cases won. You don't want to lose cases.
And that's where it becomes the battle of what am I going to show you, pretty much.
Isn't it weird that like you can just go and sit in on a trial?
Yeah, that's creepy.
You can find public trials. You just go sit in on them. I mean,
I got sucked down this YouTube page. It's called JPE. It's about criminal psychology and shit. Just goes over famous cases. And man, there's some shit on there, bro. There's some shit on. I've seen some things, Steve. I've seen some things.
Well, they have one there.
They pretty much just go over famous cases, but like the one that I was watching, we watched like 3 documentaries yesterday on Chris Watts. Do you remember that guy?
Chris Watson, no.
He was the one that killed his family, lied about it.
No,
His wife
no,
and
don't.
2 daughters.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, he was for a while. He wasn't a suspect. He was ruled out, but then they came back to him because they found the bodies and linked them all to it.
That's not how it happened, but yeah, he was. I mean, they didn't think he did it until they knew he did it, you know. But he's the one that hid the bodies and shit. And
I mean, they were missing for like a month or 2, right, or some
No.
crazy shit.
No, I'm fresh on this, so.
Oh yeah,
No, they were only missing for like a week or 2, and before he admitted to it.
right. And
I'll tell you what, he fucking dumped them in a good spot, bro.
wasn't it somewhere where he worked though? Like,
Where it was an oil tanker though, 2 oil tankers. He put a kid in
yeah, the
each,
barrels.
He
Yeah,
put a kid in each oil tank, and then he buried his wife in like a shallow grave, about like 100 feet away from that.
yeah. Then he was. Yeah, they were, and they didn't go. They weren't found. Yeah,
bro.
exactly,
They would have never been found. At least not the ones in the oil tanker, unless you checked after you found the mom or something.
Yeah. What exactly led him to the bodies? Do you remember? Him? That's right. He told him, and then they found him. So, I wonder why.
Well, his first thing was he tried to say, "See, that's why I like this shit." I mean, for anybody that's a fan of it, check out JP Criminal Psychology. It's he explains throughout the tapes of like why a person would be saying this. Why is the DEA saying this? Why is the polygraph lady saying this? You know, she explains like the tactics being used,
Right,
and then the tactics that he explains to you what is usually expected from innocent people and what's expected from guilty people, and they're all like, you'd be surprised how many tactics it is, like little shit. Like when a polygraph lady comes in, right away, like the first thing that they usually tell you is their credentials. You know, because they want you to think like there's 0 way to escape this today. You know, she'll be like, I went to the best school. It's X school. That's the best school in the country. You know, I studied under the best professor. I was, you know, head of all my classes. I can promise you, you know, this won't be fake.
I know what I'm talking. I know what I'm talking about.
And there's like, they do a lot of little shit like that I thought was really cool, man. It's like little shit that I appreciate, man. I like studying little shit like that about people, and like, how like another thing they do right is like when you're about to take the test, they go like, do you know, like they're so they go over a practice lie, and they go like, oh, you did great, you know, do you know how easy it is, you give away a lie right away. You know, they'll be like, you're a horrible liar. You know, that's good. We don't want good liars. You know, it's like another thing just to set you down even farther.
Does not make you feel good.
And they just do this thing. And I was just like, when you watch the Chris Watts one, you're like, man, this guy's balls must have been in his throat, bro.
Because the line of questioning,
bro. In the time that he killed these people, his family, to the time that the cops were at his front door, is like 8 hours. You know what I mean? Like, he got no time. He basically buried the kids. He came, but first time he came home was to the house. It's like he did so much weird shit, dog. It's weird, man. Like, they tell him like, we think something's wrong with your wife. We're at your front door, basically. Well, he just got done burying them. He's and cleaning everything up and shit. So he comes. So you know, like, there's like, you can't pick apart everything against people, but like usually, someone's wrong with your wife in that house. Break the window. You know, in my opinion, I'd be like, break the window, open the door, like go check on her. You know, whatever you got to do. Instead, he tells them to wait till they get there. He goes in, bro, and from the time he goes in the garage door, he takes 1:08 to open the front door, and they're like right next to each other. You know, like they don't know what he did in that time span now. But there's like, it's crazy. Like, that's why I like this guy's page, because like you can see like as they're going through their initial walkthrough and shit, it's all body cam footage. Like, there's little things that like you don't pick up on as a normal citizen. You know, when they walk by the beds, like all the sheets are off. You don't really notice that when that happens, but then when he tells you it, you're like, oh shit! Like, now you're like, you put something together like that. It's just funny how many little things like this, like, they do the same thing to him when they're questioning him. It's like the thing they were saying. The first thing they do is give you like an open question, and like people that apparently ramble on are those that are guilty. And people that give you direct answers are people that are usually
Yeah,
innocent.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you don't tell them to do something or nothing like that. It's like, so tell me, what's your relationship with Bray? And then like you just like, that's my girlfriend. That is like a innocent type of answer, but like you will see, like it is the same thing. Like
People, yeah, you
people
see
will
it all
go
the
and they'll be
time,
like,
man.
"Well,
You see it all
me
the
and her were
time.
dating, for about 7 years. 5 years ago, me and her were doing drugs. She started getting into real hard drugs." Like they try and like paint a narrative. They really think they're smarter than those people. Like it's crazy to me.
Yeah, really, I see it a lot. Like, you can usually see when people give those like extra amount of details. Like, it's usually because of like they're just like thinking on the fly, anything to like try and provide them more credibility to whatever they're saying. It's a classic, man. That and like people get so nervous and tripped up on words. There's like,
Man,
yeah, it's like
I'll tell.
we were there and
Uh
then
huh.
we were here and then I just
And
started not feeling good,
and
so I
it's hard
left
to
off.
remember a
So I
lot.
wasn't even like there with them after that moment. It's
So
like,
like a lot of people in the camera, they're like, "I already told you 5 times." It's like because they want you to keep repeating that. And it's like people that when it's the truth, like you remember the truth, right? You know how something went down. When it's a lie, like you got to keep that lie memorized timeline, and that's hard
and
to do
checked, yeah, exactly. Checked and balanced and keep it
over and
straight. But
over and over. But the part that I like about it, a lot of shit he does, he shows like after these people basically they get caught back into a corner or they confess, the cops will leave them alone for a long time in that room. And you just see like the shit they say and like their emotions and shit are like overwhelming. The one guy's like just in there, he's just like, why? He's like, you threw away your whole life. He's got his chef jacket on, he gets up, he's like tightens up, he's like, last time you're gonna wear this. Why did you do that? He's like, you could have just left. You could have just left. Why did you do that? Like, it's not like he's saying it truly, like he's
yeah,
breaking down crying. And he's like just holding his chef jacket and shit and just like, man, you're gone, boy.
yeah. I mean, you can't do that because they're recorded. You got audio in them bitches. Like,
Well, he already admitted to it.
I did. Oh, I did
Yeah.
at that moment. I
It's
got you.
funny because
Yeah.
then he's like, you can't go. You're not gonna survive in prison. He's like, you can't go in there like this, like white. Like he's not doing it for the camera. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
Like,
he's not. No,
he's really
he's
talking
talking
to
to himself.
himself.
Yeah.
It's
And I'm sure that mirror in there fucks with you too. You just look at it, just like,
murder, bro.
I'm in
Like
this bitch.
when it happens, I do it just like I do anything. I try to put myself in that position, and I'm just thinking like I had a dream one time where like Jeff did a murder and he was asking me to help cover up for it, and that's like the closest feeling that I ever got to feeling that. But like I couldn't imagine like I'm by myself, I do a murder. I'm just like,
You do a whole murder.
oh my god,
Bro, you did a
bro.
whole murder.
I just killed someone. Like
Yeah.
I can't imagine
Yeah.
that.
There was one video. It was funny because like I actually just watched it recently, and it's something that like once you said that kind of sparked it within me. Like this is something like similar, but like it was something different to where like I couldn't even feel sympathy for this guy. This guy just got drunk out of his mind. He was driving his work truck, crazy drunk, and he hit like a 10-year-old girl and killed her. Well, like they pretty much had all the footage leading up to it, but they didn't have footage of the actual accident. But when they had him in the back of the car, like I remember, like they came back to him, they opened the door and the body cam footage. The guy's looking at me, he's like, "Look, you could be under arrest for murder today because that your actions have killed." And you see him immediately turn from like normal, just like immediately just falling apart, like crying hard to shit, just because of like what he just told him. He's like, it's just like the cop looks at him. He's like, normally I feel sorry for people, with your type of problem, but not today. Like, it's just like, and
Yeah.
he's just sitting there crying in the back, and
Something
then
about
it
those
closes the
moments,
door,
though,
man.
ain't
Like
it?
I couldn't feel sympathy, but I could feel. You could see his face accept the weight of his actions at that moment,
So
and him just fall down.
when I tell you that, like, I like seeing people's emotions and like trying to study, people's reactions, like in that sense, like think about how you want to see that video, right? To me, that same like thing is like that dopamine release that you get from like looking at that cartel killing, looking at that shooting. Like, this isn't something that I should even view. Like,
Right.
this is distasteful. But like there's something in there to you where it's just the rawest of the rawest thing you're ever gonna see in your life. And you know that. And like in that instant, there's a moment when the cops thing too with the Chris Watts, like when they go over to the neighbor and like the whole case is because of this neighbor, because he has a fucking Ring doorbell with a camera, bro, and it's censored. So like this guy's basically, they got him on the camera, and he's just like, he's showing them like, look, my camera will pick up anything on this street. All it got is you. They got him coming out of the garage 3 times perfectly for $3, loading up his truck earlier than he does. Another lady seen him on the block with his lights off while she was driving away. And it's like, just looks so bad. And like while he's sitting there, he's trying to explain. He's like, so you can't get anyone this way. He's like, yeah, that's me loading my truck up. And like, already because of the case, like, this guy's guilty already. So it's weird to see him. Like, he's like, so you see anything? He's like, look, man, I'll get anything that comes there. All I got is you right there. And like, he's just like, oh. And like, you can tell, like, he knows, fuck, fuck, like, I fucked up.
You see it.
He walks out and his neighbor's like, he's never like that. His neighbor's like, he's a real quiet person, never moves around. He's like, he's all fidgety, trying to explain himself and shit. Like, he seems guilty. Like, the neighbor says that, bro.
Yeah, you see it. You see what it's like.
The neighbors were sketched.
And that's the one thing that's always super cringy for me. Is like when you see someone lie and you're just like, oh, you're lying.
Oh my God.
You're lying so bad. Oh, bro, you're lying so badly.
Let me tell you the worst one. Don't talk lies. You've probably seen this video. He did another case about it's a famous case where like the lady's in the car with the guy and she's ordering a hit on her husband.
Oh yeah.
You seen that one?
Yeah.
Well, they did the case of that basically. So listen to this, right? So this guy got money, right? He's out on parole for selling steroids and shit. She tries to set him up 3 times, Steve, right? First, she calls up and gets his house ran because she said he's selling like coke or something.
Right.
They didn't find nothing. Then she gets it ran again because he said he's selling steroids. They didn't find nothing. Then they're driving and they find a coke packet in like the cigarettes when they get pulled over. And he's crying to death. Like the guy's crying to death because he's violating his parole, going to do 20 years. He's like, oh my God, that's not mine. The cop let him go because he was like, this seems too set up.
Yeah,
like that's literally why I let him go. He's like, this seems set up basically. So he didn't even charge the woman, which I thought was weird.
Yeah,
like, you're saying it's set up. Well, so
get that girl out of
let
there,
him go, right? So then 3 times. So after that, she's like, all right, I'm gonna get
let's do it. Let's get it done.
She gets filmed on camera. You seen it? She gets filmed on camera. That's an agent. That's an agent. The best part is what the cops do. Like, I didn't know this, right? But afterwards, they pretend like everything happens.
Yeah.
So she comes up, she starts crying and crying. They take her to the trial. Then they bring in the agent in handcuffs. They're like, you know this guy? She's like, no. Like, you know this person? He's like, no. And then eventually they're just like, look. The guy's like, I don't even got to do no tactics. He's like, I don't even got to say nothing. He's like, we got you. We got you. We got you on. I'm good.
They got everything signed.
Camera admitting to this.
Yeah, you just kept going. It's played over. You.
The whole time she denies it, Steve. She's like, that I didn't do it. It's not me. She gets one phone call from prison. She calls her husband, dude. And she's literally on there like, come talk to me. And he's like, what do you want me to do? She's like,
what do you want me to do?
He's like, I seen the video.
Right.
And
what
she's
do you
like,
want me to do?
I would never. She just keeps saying that. Yo, listen. So it goes on and on. She never, ever pleads guilty to that. It goes on and on through the whole trial. She says, she's innocent. She's innocent.
Right.
At trial, bro, she and her lawyers say that it was literally part of it was a planned thing to get him on reality TV. That's literally what they went for, dog. God. And he's like,
bro,
what?
I would need to see that video.
Yo, that shit is.
I would need to see that video.
So
that has to be
funny,
court.
bro. I'm just like, what? And then, like the whole time, her lawyer's asking the guy questions, and he's just laughing. And he's like, you don't take this serious? He's like, I can't take this serious. He's like, you think that I got her to order a hit on me so that I could be like, it didn't even make any sense.
Exactly. Like,
they don't even make, because like
you know how much time she got?
She got 30 years.
30 years. There we go. There you go. There's something, man.
Wow. Yeah, that's a hard sentence though, right? Because it's like technically, where does the 8th Amendment come in, right? Because you can't go cruel. Because technically, no one died. Like
no one did die.
If you're gonna go like, oh, this is a petty fine, but a petty theft for something, but someone died, so you're getting this charge. Then at the same time, you got to go. You're getting this charge, but someone didn't die, so I can't give you this charge. Like I think she deserves death. I really do. I don't trust her in society. I don't want her in society anymore after that.
See, I thought you were going the opposite way.
No,
like, you know.
No, I'm saying I think she deserves death, but you can't. You know, because technically no one died.
Right.
So exactly, I get it that like that would be violating.
So you think 30 years would be fine or too long?
I thought 30. I thought it should have been like 50 with like parole after 30.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah. I mean, it sounds good. I mean, it's like
I always just think about like
was willing to carry it all the way through.
All I'm saying is, right, you lock me up when I'm like 18 to 25 to 30, whatever, right? You lock me up and you give me 45 years, right? And I go do 45 years. I have no intention of getting out and being a good person. I'll tell you that right now. I am looking for vengeance. Like, I know who I am, bro. Like, I'm going to go out there and be like, listen, I'm even going to flood this community with drugs and just go out with a bag because I'm going to die soon, you know? Like, I'm going to
live it nice.
I'm going to go hard. Like, I'm going to go try and sell drugs, right? And violate my parole and go out with bang.
You're going to become a kingpin. Go out, you're going to go make some money.
Go out in the blaze of glory, you know, with that. Or, you know, I'm just going to try and, like, you know, whatever I can, you know, set some cops up, you know, some shit like that. You know, whatever I could do to just try and get my vengeance back, you know, figure out where that CEO who used to kick my ass, you know, CEO fucking they used to hit me in the back of the head, you know, and shit like that. I don't know where he lives. I'm not going to kill him. I'm not going to kill him because he didn't kill me. Right. But we are going to catch him. We are going to bust his knees up. You know, some shit like that, bro. Somebody in there, you know, I got banked by 5, you know, DMI guys. I'm going to track them down. You know I mean? I'm going to do everything I can to get vengeance in the world.
You could go extremely hard.
I'm mad.
Extremely hard.
I'm mad.
You're mad at the world.
With that attitude, though, you probably don't even survive prison. Somebody probably stabbed me up in the way.
Because maybe you got stabbed, survived, you went back, stabbed in.
Just stabbing
circle.
everyone.
Exactly. You just stabbed
I love
them
that
up,
one guy on that one video. He's just like, oh yeah, it's this crackhead on that YouTube page I told you. Like, he's just like, see me? I'm a cutter. I like to stab. Like the way he does it. Like I wish it was like a little gift that he's just like, I like to stab.
I like to stab him up.
I always had a shank. He's like, prison. I go to shank like 8 times. Like some crazy shit like that.
Showing all the scars.
I stabbed everyone. Yeah, he's like, I got stabbed here. I got stabbed here.
You stabbed here.
I got stabbed here.
I stabbed here.
I stabbed him 5 times. It's like
I got stabbed twice. I stabbed him 8.
Just everyone stabbing everybody.
It's like he's like, oh, this one, you know, it's like this is the only one guy got back because my boy killed him the next day. It's like
but it's crazy. It's crazy thinking about just like you're in there, you're already worried about like I don't got no friends. I'm not in a gang.
You don't have a shank yet.
Well, that's the thing. You're thinking about like, all right, 5 guys are just gonna bank me. You know, okay. Like somebody will get them off me, hopefully. Like as long as they don't fuck me. But then you're like 5 guys with shanks. Well, now it's really unfair. I was gonna beat you with hands.
Yeah.
Now you got shanks. It's like now you're going for death. At that point, man,
you might just have to like, you know, devise some type of like super long-term plan where like you just go in, like take a couple ass whippings, you know, you try and get in somewhere, you eventually steal a shank or 2, and then you just gut them. Gut them your first chance you get.
I like picturing it like in the prison style where like you walk around, you got the books duct taped to you. You know what I mean? Like whatever phone booth, Bible, whatever it is, they try to stab you. It's like, oh, they hit the book and shit. You pull out your shank. It's like, ah. Now you catch 12 years on a fucking 2-year charge.
Yeah, but you got him. Did you get him? You got him.
One guy, that was at my job. Yeah, that's what he told me. He said, I went to jail at 7 months. I did 7 years. Is that crazy, bro?
Because he had a hard time.
He's like, look, I had to do what I had to do, basically, you know?
That's always the worst, but like in 7 months, I'm just like, I don't know,
but you're
man.
just thinking like you might not have came out at all if you didn't do this.
It's very true. But you eventually did 7 years. But I mean, like that, you have to recognize, like, I'll be like, come on. You see I'm getting fucked up? Like, it's like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, come on. Like, you see what's going on? I got my ass beat. I had to defend myself. I was 3 more years.
If you kill
it's just gonna happen again. I'm gonna do 7. This movie did 7.
I'm not getting fucked. And then it's like, if you want to get out, you will. And like as you're saying something, they like get the judge thing, and I just like, close, get him out of here, get him out of here. It's like, why? What was that? What was that?
They're all DMI, and I'm only I. Like,
that's the shitty thing about the parole system. It's like you can only get parole if you admit it to your crime. Did you know that? That crazy?
It's the only way you can get it.
It's the only way you can
get
it.
Fucked up.
And like it shows a scene in the movie I was watching where they go and talk to their parole board.
Fucked up.
And he's like, "Well, do you feel like remorse for your actions?" He's like, "I feel remorse for being in here, but he's like, I'm not a murderer. I didn't do that." Like he always maintained his innocence. And the guy's like, "Look, I'm not here. That's not what we're here. We're not here to decide that if you're guilty or innocent." He's like, you're whatever his number is. He's like, you are guilty. Now I'm sitting here to decide if you get out. And since you're not treating it like that, then obviously you're not ready for it. He sends him back. I'm like,
oh my God.
If they did 20 years on a murder he didn't do.
I will come back and I will kill you.
That's what you're talking vengeance, right?
You.
Vengeance. Like, yeah, parole board's getting murked.
You're gonna die.
Okay, we found some people to kill.
Yeah,
we finally found some people to kill. If you turned down my parole for no reason,
pipe bomb you. Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm about to do some crazy shit, like blow up your car.
I need your shit.
Like ignition bomb style.
I told you no kids. I told you no women, no fucking kids. No. Fuck
Look
you.
at me. Look at everyone. Fuck you. Everyone dies. Everyone.
Follow them closely. Like the Italian.
I want him to hurt.
And Scarface. Italian's like 60 meters. Stay within 60 meters. And he's like, what's he doing, man? What's he doing, man? I told you, no women, no fucking kids, man. I told you, it's like, oh, I'm fucking following, man. I'm fucking following. And he's just like, closer, you're losing them. He's just like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. And he shoots him in the head. But I always thought it was weird how the window didn't bust. So like it didn't go through his head. I guess it rattled in there. It's like, fuck, now look at you now, man.
Big enough
look at you now, man. Your fucking brain tell you. It's like, shut the fuck up. But that part's so cool when you watch it as an adult because you get it. Because like he's there, basically he already got caught with hella keys. He's about to go away for a long ass time.
Right.
His plug, basically, Sosa says, "Look, we need this guy killed in America." He goes to Cuba. Guys like, "Look, we need this guy killed." It was the journalist that was going around. He's like famous for that speech where he's like, "Your country is buying all of the product." I don't know if you remember like that thing. He's like, so what are you telling me that while we're spending millions of dollars to fight drug on the streets, we're also turning around and buying that same drugs? He's like, precisely. It was like an Immortal Technique song and shit too. But either way, this guy's talking too much and he's supposed to talk to the United Nations.
Right.
So then they're like, look, we'll get you off on the charges if you fucking kill that guy. But when he kills him, he got the potato bomb underneath there and he's going to set it off. He's got to stay within 100 meters, right? Bro, man, he got the potato bomb in there. But when he comes out, the guy swings around. I just watched this as an adult. It's all Scarface. I watched this as an adult, so it's like weird now because I never noticed it before. I was always just like he murked that guy because he didn't kill kids. But you see, like this guy really was supposed to die because he gave an important speech to the UN about what these plugs were doing over in Cuba and like how they were getting shit. And he's like, that guy wants him to kill the kids and the mom. He's just like, no. And he kills the guy. And that's really what like sets it all off is after he kills that guy. Because Sosa's like, he wasn't supposed to give that fucking speech, Tony. And Tony's just like, fuck you. I thought you want to go to war. You want to go to war? And that's Scarface,
and then you get plus 100 balls.
Yeah, but it's crazy watching that too.
Oh, man.
When you watch it, it's not that plot hole-y. And I'm a plot hole guy. It's honestly not that plot hole-y because it's pretty much like all meant to be brutal and shit. Yeah. So it's actually really good.
I watched one recently.
There's a couple parts that are plot hole-y where like the guy throws up that hook and like he starts climbing up it. So much shit happens, bro. Like his sister comes in, starts shooting at him all slow as shit. She ends up getting shot. He kills the guy. He's crying over his soul. Somebody knocks at the door, gets shot at the door. Like, and all the time, this guy's still climbing, apparently, you know? And it's like, it takes so long. Then he grabs the guy. He comes out front. He's still killing people. He's
It's
like,
a
what the fuck
prolonged
with me?
sequence.
It's so prolonged, dude. It's so prolonged. But the movie's honestly not that plot holy. It's Scarface, like, when I was growing up, I used to always think, like, people would just, like, hop on the bandwagon of movies, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, Al Pacino, and that's, like, a classic. When you really watch a movie, like, you're like, that is a fucking classic, dude. I'm telling you, watch Scarface as an adult, bro.
Scarface is a classic,
You're like,
man.
yo, this is
considered a classic,
one
man.
of the best movies ever, bro. It's just straight up... It's always the mob and the gangster movies that are, bro. It's something about it.
To me, it's always like the politics, man.
Yeah,
always the politics that happens on in between it, man. It's just like you always end up seeing like the hierarchy, and you're just like, you know, you gotta go through Jim. You know, you gotta go through Big Jimmy if you want to see the. It's like you always see that like levels of like, just like hierarchy and gang tier throughout all those movies. From,
Sonny,
like, you know,
no one talks to Sonny.
Exactly, man. It's like everyone has like their spot and like their place within it. Just like in Legend, they had like their right hand man and whatnot. You know, all of them had like their, you know, the one guy who's like, you know, it's like, you know, it's his business. He's like, I'm entertaining the lady. This is business. You know, it's like, stole somebody. Oh, you see that throughout, man.
You've seen there, but have you ever seen Donnie Brasco?
No, never seen Donnie Brasco.
Right? Yeah, Donnie Brasco with Johnny Depp and Al Pacino.
No, yeah, I haven't seen.
Al Pacino's like a mob guy, and Johnny Depp is undercover. You know, I'm not spoiling nothing because that's like the movie. It shows it, but like they just get so close because like Johnny's just like going along doing everything in there and shit, and there comes a part where like he's in the car and he's just like, "Tell you what, man," I say, "You like how I'm trying to do this?" It's like, if I ever find out that you wasn't true, man, something like that. Like, if you ever, that you wasn't true, I'll fucking kill myself, man. I'll fucking kill myself. He's like, give everything to me. And then like the part comes like an hour later in the movie where it's like he's just sitting there and he's just like, not you, man, not you. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's like, no. Like he just plays it so good in there. Like where it's like he's really shocked. You imagine when people got hit like that, where like there was another guy that's famous, like that went under the Hell's Angels. But a couple of them people, like, you gotta have real balls, right, to be a cop and go undercover and join a gang.
Yeah,
like,
just
fuck,
man.
Yeah, you got some balls.
Deep undercover.
You got some balls, like, bro. Like, what's scarier than being in a gang?
Being a cop
undercover in a gang. Like, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, and I mean, they have there was a cop who entered the Hell's Angels. There's lots of cops who do like did like, you know, all of them like I mean, even like you know, the CIA did a couple too, where like, you know, they had like the CIA and like the like Black Panthers or whatever, you know, shit like that. They had I think they had a couple like times where they had a couple ones found out when they joined like the they were doing like undercover gigs on like the underground liquor shit. Remember during the prohibition, they had all that types of shit going on. Like they had like they're getting lit up by, that was such a crazy era. Like you're getting lit up by like Tommy guns. This is like such a destructive era where like everyone just has Tommy guns.
People legit hanging out of like four doors
with a clip, and they're just like lighting shit up. And that's what it's about. It's all about having 3 people with Tommy guns just spraying you the fuck out.
With a round drum.
Exactly. With a 50 round clip.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a crazy time. And then you go to rob a bank and the guy got the 6-shooter. There's one cop with a 6-shooter. Yeah, it's like, look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Wild West was crazy, but like you didn't have like high rate of fire weapons. Like it was just like, you had like bolt actions and like Winchesters and shit.
One person with a Tommy could take out a whole fucking Wild West
like
town.
Fucking exactly,
just
man.
Clear it.
Let alone like 2 people with like, you know, with 2 Tommy round clips who were working together. Like it's like, all right, I'll spray this side.
What fucking movie was that with the John Dillinger, Johnny Depp? You remember that movie? I forget what it was called.
I do remember that movie,
but there's a part where he's in the house and they come up with the Tommies and just fucking light the whole fucking house up, man. Everybody gets clapped up and shit. But that's a pretty cool Robin movie. There's a bunch of bank robber movies that are pretty cool, but You know another fucking mob movie I think about is Bronx Tale. Have you seen that one?
I've seen Bronx Tale, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love how Robert De Niro's in it, and like he's the dad, and Sonny's like kind of the dad that the kid wants because he thinks that's cool,
Yeah.
and he's like the whole
His
time
dad's
Robert De
like the
Niro's
kind of like the old
that's
school,
not
old
real.
school.
It's like that's not real.
It's the
That's not real
hardworking.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Yeah.
anybody can do that.
Yeah.
This is what's hard. Like it's
Yeah.
a real
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Like this is what's hard. Getting up every day, taking care of people. You know what I mean? Doing what you got to do for your family.
Yeah, I remember that, man. Yep.
That shit was cool, man.
Every day he's like, why I see you in Sonny's car today? It's just like,
yeah, I love the
roughing him up
part
and
where how Sonny was like right here, and Sonny lived like 2 blocks away. So when he drove back to like the club, he would drive backwards so he didn't put miles on his shit. I don't know if you remember that, but it's like little things. Like,
or was he always?
He drives all the way backwards 2 blocks.
Yeah,
like this, so he doesn't put miles on it. It's not that smooth. Remember, he lets the little guy buy it, and the little guy borrow it. And he's like, give it a test.
He's like, if when you let her in, if she doesn't like unlock the door for you or something
then
like that, then don't get rid of her.
He comes afterwards. He comes right. He's like, she's one of the great ones, Sonny. She's one of the great ones.
Thank you, Sonny. It's like, yeah, man, that's a great movie. That's one I've seen and I remember. I
can't remember the fucking name of the movie, but it's got Bruce Willis and Billy Bob Thornton, and they're bank robbers with a woman.
No.
But I always remember like there was this one cool ass part where like they had just got out, they didn't have no money, no nothing. There's all together, just like. And Bruce Willis like this was apparently a true story too. Bruce was like this as the story goes. He's like they didn't have nothing. He's just like we're gonna rob this bank, and they're both like how are we gonna rob this bank? Movie gotta hype it up.
Yeah,
he grabs a highlighter and he comes in there right behind the cop and he's just like don't fucking move or I'll blow your fucking head off. Now unhook your guy, and he ends up taking the guy like that just with like this highlighter to the back of his head. But that movie's dope, bro. You gotta check it out. Forget the name of it, man.
Yeah, you gotta look up that one, just like Billy Bob Thornton bank robbery movie.
Yeah, it'll pop right up.
You'll find it right up. Just like let me clarify for you real quick. Let me clarify. This is like
this is one of them bangers, bro. Because like they do so much sneak shit, and they're just 2 good ass actors. Bruce Willis really showed his range.
Is it Bandits?
Yes,
Bandits. There you go. Yeah, there you go. 2001. Yeah. I have to check that
good
one
movie,
out.
Bro. Really good movie.
Is Bruce Willis the cop?
No, they're both rob banks together.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, no cops.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
No cops, but they do go out with a bag. It wasn't a better bank robber ones.
Yeah, I haven't seen many bank heist movies or bank robbing movies. No,
you've probably seen more than you can remember.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. I tell you one that was like I watched that one documentary series where it was that one dude who went to rob the bank with that collar on his neck, that bomb collar, or some shit. You remember that one? Yeah. Talk about something freaky. And he's just like, it's just like I just woke up with it. He told to rob a bank.
So you seen it was from that woman?
Yeah, supposedly. It's like I remember like they pinned it down, but like it's like the way that they always painted it. It was like they weren't. It was like that was like their main suspect, but like. And most of the evidence pointed towards her, but like it still didn't seem like concrete,
I thought there was pretty much a rad case on that. I know it definitely wasn't that guy that did it to himself.
Yeah, no,
because in the last pictures before he blows up,
I remember they're talking about like was he in on it or was he not? Like,
bro, you could just tell by the last seconds, like right before he blows up. Yeah, like in the street, he's just like crying and shit, bro.
Yeah, he's just sitting there and it's like it just
talk about hell, bro. You just wake up with a thing around your neck that's a bomb. And they tell you to rob someplace, bro, oh my god!
And it killed him, bro. That's
all
so
that
crazy,
shit going through in my fucking head right now, and like already with life.
That's so fucking crazy, and like it killed the guy. It blew up around his neck and blew up, like, and it wasn't anything crazy. It probably just like blew his neck up or some shit, just like
blew his fucking head off.
Yeah, pretty much. Just blew up his whole neck. Gone. Done. But I mean, like what a plan to devise is like kidnap somebody, let alone that guy, because he didn't seem really bank robbery capable.
Right.
You know, it's an elaborate plan, and you wasted it on this guy. It's like some
Yeah.
like 56-year-old guy who looks like he needs knee
You
surgery.
should have done like a previous like veteran or MMA fighter or some shit. Somebody that's like could really get done some shit, you know, is used
Exactly,
to
like
some
get
high
in, get
tension
out.
maybe.
Right, like rather than like than this guy, like that's why like in a way, like I was like I think he might have been in on it, but I don't know. It's just like there's no way you pick this guy. You pick this guy. Like I say, he's 60s. He's definitely out of shape. Like, come on.
But people do still rob banks all the time, just walking in there and being like, you know, put it in there.
He is gonna be a bank robber though.
No,
I
I'm
really
just saying.
do,
I was just
man.
talking about separate, just
Yeah.
separate. People still rob banks like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've literally.
It's kind
Oh
of the best way to
man,
do it now.
I remember I witnessed one, bro.
No way.
Yeah, like
No
I
way.
didn't realize it until like maybe like a little later that day. But I remember this is when I was at my job. I used to do like a lot more walking around. I remember I walked by the Bank of America on North Charles right there. You know, it's like 200 North Charles, like right there next to David and Dad's, the cafe. It's like right there. I remember I was walking by that, and I get to the top of the block where Saratoga and North Charles meet. And I remember I look back, and I remember I see people kind of like scrambling around, and this guy's running out, like, and he dropped the bag in front of the spot. The dye packs were going off, so like I remember all this red plume of smoke comes out.
That's crazy.
And like I remember people are scrambling around grabbing like some bills, and then like he runs off into like the Charles Plaza. I think he just cuts through there or some shit, like runs through there. And I'm just sitting, I'm just like, what the fuck that like just happened?
That's
Like
crazy.
literally like just what like he literally robbed the bank.
See if you could have got some of them bills, bro.
I was a whole block up, I was at the other
Okay.
end of the block, So I saw
If
people
they ain't
like
got
running
no
for
spray
him.
paint or nothing on them,
Well,
shit.
he is, I see plenty of them with like red dye in circulation all the time. Like if it's not too heavily stained, I'm sure you can get away with it. People are gonna take money and it's gonna go into circulation, man.
Would you just take 10 stack right there if you could?
If I could, yeah. It's just,
What would you do if this felt like, say, it's like the dream scenario? You find a key, just try and sell it for as low as you can,
yeah, just try and get rid of it
as
ASAP.
quick as you can.
Yep.
5 grand, 10
Yep.
grand, whatever.
Whatever, it was you want 2,500, whatever, let's do it. Just get it gone. Let me get my fat stack of cash, bro. Bro, that reminds me, man. Like I remember I was telling you, like I found the options trading on the Robinhood app.
Mhm.
I had to set you up with it so you can like just look at stuff, because it's cool. Because I was actually looking at it Friday. I remember just got paid. I was looking. I was just like, I was about to buy like 200 shares. Like I was like, this one call is like if it goes up to 32, if it goes up to $32, I'll break even. And then anything above that, I'll make extra money. And like I didn't do it, and I wake up today because like the markets were closed yesterday. I wake up today it's at like 34. I'm just like, I should have bought it. I should have sold. I could have made a little something.
My
I'm not sure what I made, what I would have made, but I could have made a little
How
something.
can you sell an option though?
I think you just when you got it, just like you can sell it.
You can't just cash it out. That's why I use it as a date on it.
Well, like that's the expiration date. The expiration date, from what I understand, is when you agree to buy that stock at that particular price point, no matter what, and you can lose money. Like when you buy them, like you don't execute the option. So like you buy them at whatever, like I think you break even on them. But like when you sell them, when it's like at a higher price, you can make money on them, and then you would sell them beforehand. You would execute the option, you'd buy those things, and it would be
weird.
worth
How
more.
would you sell on there too? It's like,
know?
as you just hit sell.
Yeah, exactly.
And people
Yeah,
just like waiting
yeah.
to pop by, and someone just bought your shares. It's like,
Well, it's like
$58.
what people do all the time, because like you have the same companies that like participate in the stocks. Like they also do shit like this where like they'll buy a bunch of both options. That way they're always kind of like hedging their bet, and like they'll either they'll usually make out more money than whatever they spend on there.
Did you see that Trump pardoned all those people, or like 11 people?
No, I didn't see it. No, what that happened today?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it today. No,
I've
I've been pretty out of touch today. I was
It's a
sleeping a
very
lot
funny
today, but
list. Also, the top person on there is the person that was convicted of trying to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat.
Mhm.
They pardoned him for some reason. Which is just like he did do it like a little bit, but like he had like another 4 years till he was up
Right,
for
right.
parole. He pardoned him. I thought that was a little weird, but he also pardoned another guy that was like the guy. I believe he's the guy from Wolf of Wall Street. Don't quote me on that. His name's like Matt something, but he was known as like the junk bond salesman or whatever.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I was like, they freed him. Just like he freed like a couple
How
people
many
like that. I was
people
like,
can you pardon?
pardon 11 people
Is
that.
there a pardon limit, or can you just keep writing these off?
And the crazy thing is, in certain
Jeez,
cases,
man.
it removes it removes it off their record too. In certain cases, sometimes it stays on there
I'm sure the president could take it a little further if he wanted
if
to.
you wanted to.
I'm
Yeah,
sure he could, but that's so wild. Like, you would think there'd be a limit on that.
yo, that guy got caught literally on tape trying to sell Obama's Senate seat. He's on tape, yo,
Selling?
trying to sell Obama's Senate seat. Like they were basically going to rig it to get whoever was going to pay the most amount of money to get in that seat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More
Huh.
than anybody.
That's so wild,
Yeah,
man. Just
he's like on there and he says it like weird too. He's like, I got a fucking baby right here, something like that. I forget what word he uses, like baby or like special or something like
some
that.
crazy shit.
Yeah, he's like, I got a crazy baby. He's like, I got a fucking baby right here. He's
I
like,
know exactly how he sounds,
he's
man.
like,
I can tell how he sounds.
and I ain't getting rid of it for fucking nothing. Like that's how he says it. It's like weird. But basically, he was right. He was fitting to make a lot of money off that bitch.
Oh, 100%, bro. Probably a couple mil.
Now
whatever
think they were saying
what's the price?
A possibility.
What's the price of a Senate seat going for nowadays?
How weird is this? Listen, there's a possibility that he might pardon John Bolton, who was convicted from the Mueller report on him. What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
Ain't that so weird? Doesn't seem like that should be something.
I don't know.
Conflict of interest?
I mean, maybe, but like, I don't know, like, because it's obviously going through.
How far can he
pardon?
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Mean? Like, I'm really starting to think of like, I was just like,
Can he pardon Chris Watts?
Because I thought you could do like one a year, if that.
I just want to know what the limitation is on it. I've seen him do good pardons too.
Yeah,
those might have been good pardons. I don't know enough about it. I'm just saying it looks weird. But regardless, like how far does a pardon go? Can I pardon a murderer?
Yeah.
I can pardon Chris Watts.
I'm sure it might come into question, but I think you might be able to do it, man.
Seems on the same level as someone trying to sell a Senate.
I don't think he did it. I don't know.
Just me.
Just the president.
Well, they were like asking him about that, and he's like, I usually go off of people who know them that know me. That's what he said. Trump said that.
That sounds sketchy as fuck.
He's like, I usually go off what people say about them that know them.
That sounds ridiculous, man. Like I'm really getting confused by like I'm really starting to like when I see me say I'm like rethinking. I'm just like, I didn't know you could do that, but you really can.
Yeah.
Be out here just doing that 11?
Can we just get to the bottom of can the president pardon a murderer?
I'm pretty sure he can, man.
How far does a pardon go, bro?
I'm pretty sure you can, bro. I think it's no question about it. I'm like, come on, like.
What if the president after JFK just pardoned Oswald?
Shall the power to grant pardons, reprise, respites, remissions, or punishment to suspend, remit, or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offense?
Wow.
So I'm gonna just read it out loud in that full volume. Article 72 says that the president shall have the power to grant pardons, reprieves, respites, or remissions of punishment, or to suspend, remit, or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offense. There you go.
That's crazy weird.
There you go. Is there any type of limit on this? Like,
that's so weird. I pardoned Ted Bundy.
So like
anybody, the DC sniper. He's been away long enough.
The only limits mentioned in the Constitution are that pardons are limited to offenses against the United States, not civil or state cases, and that they cannot affect an impeachment process. So that makes sense. But like, that's
weird. You know. But they can't affect an impeachment process.
But if you're convicted at any point at any federal level,
but listen,
that's what
if everyone in your cabinet is convicted and you get found innocent, they don't got nothing on you. You could just pardon on people.
I mean,
after the charge.
if they're a part, if there's some impeachment process in there,
But they
which I'm
already
not
been.
sure.
They've all been impeached. They're all out. I still they didn't find enough on me to get me out of president. But all my cabinet got caught on some shit.
I guess so.
You get a pardon. You get a pardon.
I guess so.
Pardon.
And your pardon.
Knocking at the door.
And your pardon. And your pardon. How am I handing out these pardons? Just...
Pardon interruption. I'll take bucket up. You want to partake in a pardon? Anything.
You want to partake in a party pardon, partly in part
in parsley.
In part by
parsley and apartments. Parsley apartments. Apartheid.
Wow, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. Like you can apartheid, which only got rid of in '94.
Preach it again, brother.
In the South Africa,
I just
apartheid.
Seen a thing shared the other day that was literally from the 1960s, 1950s, where it was literally a college application that got sent back because it says straight up on there because of Negro race in the 50s. Yo,
wow,
isn't that crazy? You know the thing about it is though, you could kind of see that they were kind of trying to be a little PC because they say in there, you know, they say I'm sorry, blah blah blah, like they apologize for it, and then they also send back the $5 for the application fee.
Right.
So I was like, this must have been when things were getting like a little bit turned. This is like it's
50s, yeah.
It's like the end of it. It's like the end of real segregation, basically, right? It's like, but because segregation ended before that, though, right? I'm not exactly.
And before that, no, it wasn't until the 60s, I believe, until the civil rights movement where everything was fully desegregated.
Yeah, that would make sense, right?
Because
but
maybe.
But what I'm saying is, even after that, it should have been what? It probably was another 5 to 10 years before it really was kicking in.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was overnight.
Once you're known as the person who didn't have black people, like I don't think it happens overnight. You come there tomorrow,
like. Okay, so then. Yeah, so I think we're both wrong on this because, like, I knew something stuck out. So it's Brown versus the Board of Education, 1954, a rule that U.S. state laws establishing racial segregation in public schools are unconstitutional. So it was 1954 when it was ruled that they were at least, you know.
Okay, so it's about that time then.
Yeah.
Which is literally.
The second decision only ordered states to desegregate with all but deliberate speed or something, whatever that means. So yeah, it looks like by 55. Yeah, the aftermath right here. Yeah, it looks like in 55, that's when they, really pushed for it. Okay. It doesn't look like it was fully, put through until like the 60s. So I mean, it took years for it to, come into play. And I'm sure you still have like some schools that have been white since they've been white, like like in deep parts of like
or
areas.
Now they're literally 95% white.
Yeah, exactly. And they've always been like that, So I'm sure you still have that and see that throughout, like schools all over the U.S. though. I mean, we still see some crazy fucking textbooks out this bitch, man, where they're from the 90s talking about.
Do you remember that girl that brought her her AK to the college campus?
Yeah, no, it was that one girl, Kate. Yeah. Kate Olsen or something, or Kate something like that. Yeah.
She went to a Ohio campus.
Yeah,
today.
I saw everyone met her. Yeah,
she got wrecked, man. I was like, I'm watching. I'm like, damn, y'all are going really hard. Like, I think it's stupid. I think it's always stupid when they do stuff like that. But like, when you're in someone's face, like to the point where like your spit could be hitting someone's face, like. That's just too much.
Especially with her, man. Like
she didn't do nothing violent.
She's not. Well, for what I mean, she's not even really worth all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I was just like, fuck you. But she's walking through the campus holding up a Trump's thing, so it's like she's also trying to entice that. She makes herself famous off of that,
100%, man. But like, man.
But either way, it's like that.
The biggest slap in the face is not show up at all. Like, whatever, walk through.
Who are you, bitch?
Exactly. It's just like. That's the biggest. That's what I hate is like when people give their attention and time to things like this, especially just because she's like gun rights advocate. She's coming out here. She took her. It all started because she took her campus photos with a gun.
Yeah.
Her campus graduation photos with a gun.
It's so
Like,
weird.
what does she know about conservatism?
Remember just the other day though, like them two people went fully geared up into that fucking police station.
Yeah.
Like fully geared up.
People do that all the time.
Anything. Yeah, well, not all the time, but like they do it every once in a while, right? Like once a month at least, it seems like.
Well, you'll see it. You'll see on
You
YouTube
see it,
all the
right?
time, man.
Yeah, that's all the time, pretty much.
My favorite one's like when you'll see people filming outside a police station and cops come out. They're just like, "Why are you filming?" And they're just like, "Was it illegal to film?" I'm just filming. I was like, "Well, if you're filming a police station, it looks weird." And it's like, "Was it illegal to film?" That's what I asked. Article 32 states that this is public land. I'm a taxpayer. My property.
I literally hate people like that, but shout out to that person because it just makes me geek, you know. Like,
it makes me geek,
don't
but like,
fuck
man,
with them.
Yeah,
like,
it makes
that does
makes me geek all the time. But just like you just like,
love how you said it too. Though it's like you didn't answer my question. I said it's illegal to think.
It's an Article 32, subsection 8.
No, you're probably
on public.
Your property's right there.
That all police stations, fire stations, and hospitals are public property.
Is it legal?
In which taxpayer citizens own. But in which I mean filming.
I was getting another one that was going around where like the guy went up and he was asking the cop questions that like cop ask random people.
Yeah.
You see that? He's like, "You been drinking? You always drinking a job?" He's like,
one cop's just like, "I asked the questions. I'm asking the questions."
He's like, "No, I asked the questions." And like the other guy came up. He's like, "Is he always a drinker?" He's like, "No." He's just like, Go back in your office. Go fuck back in your office. He turns around. He's like, "Go back in your fucking office." It's just funny to see people fucking with them, because they're so serious all the time. You know, like you don't really find cops who like can take light of a situation.
They're always cops, you know. But like all the times, like there'll be times where like you'll see like the cool supervisor come and he just like, "Look, man, like I get it. You know, you're out here expressing your rights, blah blah blah. Yeah." You know, yeah, but like it's weird, and we want to know what's going on. And then later, it's like, all right, no, we'll leave you to it. See you around. You know, it's like I shouldn't say cool, but like always that like one like he actually comes over, just like
you get called for like two brothers squaring up in the house.
You see who you're dealing with.
You get there, you're like, "You guys done? Okay. If I get called back here, I got seconds, you know, or something like that." You're so like, there was an old head at my job who was telling me a cool story. He said when I was growing up, he was telling me, he's like, I was growing up, we used to all go to this candy store. And there was this one boy who was older than all them. They were all about 14. The boy was about 17. And there used to be this cop who would always fuck with this one boy specifically, you know, always, "Where are you going? What are you doing out here? Blah, blah, blah." So one day they're in the candy store, the boys in there, and they're all getting candy. And the cop comes in and he's like, "What are you doing here getting candy?" And, you know, the boy snapped, you know, he's like, "Why are you always fucking with me?" You know, he's like, "You think, you know, you're so hard because of that badge and that gun," basically.
Yeah.
So the cop took it off, gave it to the old man that ran the gun store, you know? And he's like, "Look, if I fuck you up, you ain't going to say nothing, right?" He's like, "You fuck me up, I ain't going to say nothing." So they scrapped. The 17-year-old beat the shit out of him. And like you said, the boy was all, the cop was all lumped up and shit. He came over to the store clerk. And the 17-year-old's like, you know, you going to admit I'm the better man? And he said he was putting on his gun belt. And after he strapped on his gun belt, he said, "No, you aren't." He didn't do nothing, but he was basically saying like, you know, "Oh, that's why I got this," you know, like kind of like that. But just squared, I would have lost the fight. Let it be. I just was like, man, that would never happen nowadays, man.
Oh, hell no.
If they did lose the fight, it would always be something. They get banked or something. Cops will bank you.
For me, like they would just put on their belt and badge and be like, "All right, now you're under arrest." Like you're under arrest for assault.
Give you a ham sandwich.
You know, just like and just arrest his ass and put him in.
Gone.
It was like, now who's the better man? You're under arrest. Like I saw a video earlier. It was a security guard at a McDonald's, and there's like 3 dudes chilling around. You can see like the one dude who just like being really cocky. He's sitting there eating his food, drinking, just like can't go do shit. You know, the cop hands like his partner something, and he just 2 pieces of shit out of this guy, drops him. Goes over to the other dude, just like knocks his shit out with like a left and a right. He gets hit back, immediately hits the ground, knocks, and like he like starts wrestling the other dude, and like hits him once or twice, and he goes back on his falls back on like his back, and the dude just hits his head, and like all 3 of these dudes are just like knocked out around him, and the guy just walk around like you can't tell him shit. Like he just fucked up
Was
these
this
two
in a
dudes.
mall?
It might have, I'm not sure if it was a mall or what.
JCPenney's or
It
something.
was a very
like.
weird, but like it was
It was
definitely a
one fat
restaurant.
guy, wasn't it?
No,
it was that restaurant.
Yeah, it was
okay,
definitely like a McDonald's or some shit like that, man. But like, he just fucked all three of these dudes up, and they were all knocked out around him.
You can't
I mean,
be
he's
stuck.
like,
I always am amazed by that when I watch videos, and obviously I've been the same person, so I know. But like I've seen enough at this point in my life where like when you see somebody being that aggressive, you can't just be the guy like, yo, calm down, yo. Like you don't want to be that guy.
No, you don't want to be that guy, but
somebody unload on your jaw.
I don't think you ever think that the security guard is just about to piece your shit up,
bro. You can feel
of
energy.
course, you never. Yeah,
you can feel energy. You know that.
Exactly like the way this guy was standing.
You're just like,
this guy was standing.
You swallow your spit.
You knew. I saw it coming, man. The one dude who's just sitting there is like, you knew he didn't want to fight, but he was also trying to play it hard. You know, he's sitting there, he's leaning up against, like, he's just like leaning there, just like, bump, bump, and then he's just out.
God.
And you see him getting ready to square up. You see the security guard just stand there, just like, that's when you know he's getting ready to like sneak you, and then like, they just fucking pieces of shit out right across his jaw, man. Not even ready for it.
I don't get it. You either gotta look, you gotta say, look, danger, I'm running. Just run. Yeah. Just get up and run. Now you're not a viral video.
And then for his other two boys that get knocked out like that, the way they did.
Well, a lot of times, like that's if you're not ready. That's what I'm saying. Like like if we was just chilling, right? And I wasn't ready, like there was no tension in the air. Somebody just came up, unloaded on your face. It'd be hard for me just to react like that. Because I'm like, what the fuck? Like you're trying to process what just happened, then you react.
Well, when you see the way the security guard is,
there was tension in the air.
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
I'm saying. Like, all around,
ready.
like once you feel that tension, you're not sitting down. Like we're grown men. We're all grown men. I'm not gonna give nobody a chance to get when I'm sitting down. You gotta knock me out standing up.
We're all standing up, bro.
Yeah,
they're all standing up, bro.
And then it's like from there, so I'm saying you gotta know, like, look, I'm running, and just run away, or I'm gonna go for this motherfucker first. If you just wait for a motherfucker to swing full speed on your chin, there's not many men in the world that are gonna handle a grown man's punch to the face.
Exactly, man. Exactly, especially when you're not ready for it.
A hook,
or you're just hoping it doesn't come.
Power hook.
Like, come on, this guy was just hoping it wasn't coming, and then here he comes. Bow. Like, I mean, like, I'm not one to fight, but like, I'm also not just about to sit there and take these punches, man. No, I'm not. I'm not just gonna sit there and eat these. You know,
I spent too much on my teeth to lessen my damage tone.
That's my biggest fear too, man.
Yeah,
I got this fake tooth in this bitch. Like, I really hope this bitch will come out.
I try to take
because then I got problems.
I try to take no knuckles to my teeth.
I got problems and I got cash problems. You know, that's
where I wake it up with a bar around my neck. You're waking up concussed, bro.
With a bomb around your neck,
bro. One of the funniest fucking memes of all time, bro. It's that fucking Spider-Man meme where it's like Spider-Man when he slowly starts crying, yo, and like the one part he's like, and like it's like it says it's like when you see your favorite fighter get KO'd, and then next to him it's like him crying a little harder, and it's like, and he starts double legging the ref, thinking it's still a fight, and it's just like it was Peter Parker, you know, Tobey Maguire's just like,
just crying, what the hell?
But like he laughs,
starts double legging the ref. Like,
you never seen that before? Like when people get knocked out and they start trying to fight the ref.
No, it
happens all the time, man.
I've not seen that before.
Yeah,
yet, man.
Get KO'd. The ref would be like on top of him trying to stop the fight. They just like grab the ref's leg.
It's the thing the fight's going. It's like ready to go at him and just like take him out.
Single leg,
just like still like.
Well, you see, like with Forrest Griffin when he got knocked out, he just was like, he still was just throwing punches. He just was knocked out.
I've seen those
still
a couple of times.
Punches, bro.
I've seen those a couple of times, but like I've seen them once or twice where they grab onto the ref. You know what I'm saying? Where they like grab him and hold him, but like nothing super crazy.
There was that one cool video going around when that guy got knocked out and kickboxing.
He caught his head. Yeah, he caught his head.
Dove and caught his head. I thought that was so cool.
That was so good. And like his head.
There's a lot of refs never do that.
Nope,
bro.
never seen that, man.
Like there's a lot of them that bother me. Like the people get mad about how John Jones dropped Lyoto Machida. If I'm a ref, though, I don't know nothing about nothing. But like he's getting choked out right there. The ref's on the right side, opposite side of Machida's head. Right. That already doesn't make sense to me. He should have been on Machida's head side. And once you see oh shit, this is a tight choke, and he got him off the ground. You should have been underneath of Machida. Like, you're not making contact. You know what I mean? His lights go out. Okay, break it up. I'm underneath of him. Instead, John gets to just drop him on his face.
Flop his ass, read on his face, just let him rock his shit all up.
Yeah, I see it. Those are the worst ones,
do
too.
what you can as a ref,
like,
man.
I remember one time, like, this dude got put out in a guillotine. I think it was a bouncer that did it to a guy. He put him out in a guillotine, like, bring him off of his feet. And when he let him go, he, like, threw him like that and, like, whipped him up. And the guy just face planted,
Yeah, it's always the worst, man.
Oh, my God,
always the worst.
Imagine your daughter seeing that with you in it.
Just smash your face on that fucking, Seen it a couple of times, man. Where, I think there was, like, it was a bouncer picked up his little-ass kid, man. This little-ass boy. Just picks it up and just slams him on his fucking, like, back hard as fuck. And you see the guy get up and just, like, wobble away, just, like, just all fucked up, man. It's like, I can't imagine being that.
I seen the one the other day where, like, the bouncer was like, he's doing everything he can.
I don't know. Don't fuck with bouncers,
He's
man.
doing everything he can not to fight this guy, right? This guy's like half his size, bro.
Yeah.
And he pushes him. And he's like, I've been fighting guys twice my size all my life. And he pushes him. And as soon as he pushes him, the guy just knocks him out. But it's like, I'll replay it like a couple times because I just geek. And like, it's funny because like Anthony's like, I've been fighting guys twice my size all my life. The bouncer's like, I don't want to fight you. And like, before he can even finish saying that, the guy pushes him. He just knocks him out. I'm just like, oh man.
There's a great video where it's a bodyguard, not bodyguard, fucking bouncer. It's a bouncer. He's wearing a GoPro on his chest. And it just like this is a compilation of all the shit going through it all night, man.
Remember that.
And it's like the guy's just like I'm fucking cold. He's just like, I don't care. You can't fucking stand here. The guy's just drunk as shit. He's like, but I'm so cold. It's like, you gotta leave. I'm waiting for my ride. Can I wait in there? No, you can't wait in there. You can wait anywhere but here. You gotta fucking go, man. It's like,
you know what that reminds me of?
Dealing with all this shit all night, man.
You ever see the guy with the security camera down in I don't know if it's in Baltimore, but like Lexington. I think it's at Lexington, But it could have been anywhere. It could have been anywhere. But it's like a security camera, a security guard that was like working like one of these ghetto markets, basically.
Oh yeah.
I seen him like, all day long. He's like, I told you get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's like scrapping.
This is my fucking mall. He's pushing him and
he's
shit.
Really scrapping.
He's like, what's up? He's like, what's up?
And then one time, like the boy, like a couple times, I'm like, what's up? He's just like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? He pulls out the taser and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the guy you want.
He's always pushing him. He's like, I told you, back the fuck up.
Did you see the video of when the one guy tried to run out that store and that woman gets in the way and she's like a blocker?
She's
you know, Dana White hired her as UFC security.
Did she?
Yeah, ain't that cool as shit?
That's cool as fuck, man. Bro, I'm straight O-line style fucking like back up.
And then she stayed on him.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she was holding that line, man. Just like a couple teams needed to sign her. You saw a UFC sign. There you go, man. It's perfect.
He was like, they fired her for that.
There you go, man.
Crazy?
I'll pick, y'all would do that all the time, man. You see some shit like that. I'm CEO of UFC. I'm signing you.
I'm Floyd Mayweather.
I'm signing you.
You're on my bodyguard team.
You are fucking signed. Just look at this, man. I'm gonna pay you good. You get training.
$100,000 a year.
You're training. You might just make the O-line out this bitch on some of these teams,
I feel like there's something special for your bodyguard to be like, I would take a bullet for you. You're just
like, I'll pay you extra. I'm gonna take care of your kids. Generationally
you're my
wealthy.
You're my law-abiding citizen. My Olympus has fallen.
You're just holding it. You're my muse. It's
my Denzel.
It's like you will hold me. You just pay her good. Just pay her so good. That's all you can do, man. Pay her the best that you fucking can.
There's a movie I watched the other day called Warrior. And it was a pretty good movie. People told me it was good, but it was a little corny. And there's like a part at the end where like they both make this 16-man tournament, make a long story short, and they fight each other down for $5 million. Well, they're brothers. One brother wants it so that he could pay his bills for his house and pay off his bills and his daughter's surgeries and shit. And the other like wants to give it to like a fallen soldier that he had in Iraq's widow, basically. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, why? Doesn't it seem like you guys could just come to each other and be like 2.5, 2.5?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, just, let's call it even.
They gotta fight though, regardless.
Let's say they fight, okay? But like, they made it this thing where
they gotta kill each other?
What I'm saying is, listen, let's just say, okay, we'll still fight. We're still fighting. No, that's a UFC fight.
Okay.
We're still fighting. Let's just say winner or loser. If it's 3.5 mil, no matter what. Like he breaks Tom Hardy's shoulder. Tom Hardy comes out with the one arm and he's like putting him to bed and he's just like, I don't want to do this. I love you. And it's like Tom Hardy don't want to quit.
Just share it
because of this widow thing. Like, why? I don't understand why he doesn't just like, I'll give the widow $1 million. Like, just tap.
I'll share you with a little bit of cash.
I need more because I got my daughter's heart surgeries. The widow, $1 million. That'll set a widow for life with one kid.
Exactly. You just take care of it. There you go. Yeah.
The fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
5 mil, they were gonna be rich.
That's a huge plot hole.
Model.
Ruins the movie. Straight up.
It's also the fact that like these facing like #1 competition, and like the one dude has no experience outside of military combat.
And you're not recommending that movie at all.
I couldn't recommend that movie. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it with a straight face, bro. And the other guy is just a school teacher who fought the UFC like 10 years ago and went like 0-1. And he just beats like the #1 guy in the world. I'm just like,
so unreal.
He does it 3 times in a row. That's the worst part. You know, it's like he's beating guys he's not supposed to beat. It's like, okay, maybe once.
It's like, well, maybe he was supposed to beat all these guys. Maybe you guys are really underestimating this guy in the strike because he keeps beating all the guys you saying he shouldn't beat.
Right. After 2, right? There's like
maybe he's the guy to beat.
Yeah. The line your ship. And meanwhile, Tom Hardy just comes out there for 2 seconds, just like fucking KOs a guy.
Oh, my arm broke. Like
it was pretty cool to see like some moves and shit, you know, like some UFC moves. Because I've always wanted that.
And
like fighting games, I always wanted like
Never Back Down. Was that enough for you?
You know? Never Back Down was actually a cool movie.
I did like it. I like the first one.
That movie.
Not the second or third, or the third. I watched the second. It was terrible.
The first one's corny, but still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it heavily.
My favorite part is everyone shares that one video from that fight and Never Back Down as a real fight. Like I always wonder what happened. Do people not understand? It's the fight from Never Back Down. They just filmed it from like the top of the arena, and people share it like it's a real fucking, like it's a real fight video. And this guy, it's like this Asian guy comes out doing all these flips and kicks. He misses every kick, and then this blonde haired dude just drops him in one punch. And everybody's just like, "This is the sickest one punch ever." It's fake. It's a fake video, and I'm mad that no one knows. But regardless, the movie was all right. Also, the one with Channing Tatum about street fight is like, it was pretty cool. It's kind of corny, but it was pretty cool, I guess. Best fighting movies of all time are the realistic boxing ones, honestly. Cinderella Man, Ali was a great one. Any of the ones like that. Cinderella Man. There's just multiple bangers on the boxing. The boxing movies always seem to do it for me because you can go obviously Rockies, the Jake Gyllenhaal's one. You can go easily round by round of like you get so much more. But the thing is, in UFC, you only talk 5 times, right? In an old school boxing fight, you talk 15 times. So there's like this part of each round where it's like, you gotta get him, Rock. Like that wouldn't happen that many times. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And UFC, you only got 5 times to talk, so 4 times to talk really. So you better make it work.
What do you mean 4 times? Like
between each round, there's like 5 rounds in a championship fight.
Well, in boxing,
And boxing, it was 15 rounds. So I'm saying like you get to talk 15 times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So in the movie, that helps a lot in boxing movies. You know, it's like, oh, you did this for 3 minutes, and you come back, it's like, get up, Rock. You gotta watch his left, and you gotta land it right, and it just they can do like a sequence. That's how you did in all the Rocky movies, like the Creed movies, like. First 3 rounds they do slow, and then it becomes like this kind of fast forward thing where it's like, they going back and forth.
You ever see the videos of Sylvester Stallone doing the scene him by himself? Like he's like choreographing the scene by himself.
No,
it's a really cool video. It is a really cool video where he's like coordinating like the whole final fight scene, just like by himself, just like, and it looks so weird. It's like because he's actually doing a really good job at it. Like,
well, they were saying like back in the day, like on a couple of the scenes, not every scene, like a lot of the scenes, he had to take some punches. You know, like he had to take real punches from those people because like that was the only way to make it look realistic in most scenes.
Right.
Like I'm sure they hid. I'm sure he didn't take 100 punches, but like they said, when he gets around people, he talks like those are real boxing stories because like he really took the punches. So he's like, yeah, Dragunov is like hit me right in the fucking head in the third round. Right in the fucking head.
He's like, I was kind of dazed right there,
But
But at the end of the day, I came out on top and I remained victorious.
I pulled out the 12. I dropped them.
He's like, you know, it was a movie. He's like, you know, it was a movie. He's like, nah, not for me. It's like
I took real hits.
That was a real fight. And as far as I'm concerned,
my face looked like it's a movie.
As far as I'm concerned, I won the third round.
I think my face was born like this. It's just dragging off in Mr. T, beating on my face. Apollo Creed twice.
Guys who are really like, you know.
I fought in the underground. What if he really went out and had like 80 amateur fights so that he could be like that guy? And that's when they first started filming. When he's just like the amateur fighter. He got legit 80 fights.
He was.
He learned some real boxing.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I'm sure he did some shit like just like how like Keanu Reeves did like that gun course training shit for his role. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what
I'm sure he do it all the time.
Like, there's no other movies really in a long time that Tom Cruise been in, except for Mission Impossible. So I was thinking, like, is Mission Impossible like a Scientologist movie? Because they said he don't do nothing without like all of his butlers, whatever you want to call them, understudians, are with him.
I don't know.
So I was wondering, like,
either that
only doing
or maybe it's an easy role for him because he doesn't even have to do his own stunts or nothing.
He does his own stunts. Don't you dare say that.
Does he do his own stunts?
He broke his ankle.
Even his most recently? Did he?
He broke his ankle. You can watch it. You can see the video. It's actually pretty brutal.
Oh yeah.
He's supposed to jump like this 8-foot gap, and his fucking ankle hits the side of the building, bro. Just
shatters
back, bro.
Nasty, bro.
Yeah, set back production like 3 months.
Fuck that.
Still doing his own stunts though, so I give him that.
Get more money that way. I'll pay you more if you do your own
stunts. But I just thought it was weird because I'm just like, he used to be like, remember he was in like Tropical Thunder, like shit like that, like shit you wouldn't even expect him in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, getting old now, you know. I'm sure.
Is that the guy?
I'm sure he's pretty old now.
Pretty sure, yeah.
I'm sure he's old now, man. You know what I'm saying? What was he had to be like?
Yeah, but I mean, God.
I'd be like 50 now or some shit.
All I'm saying is
40?
Look into it. Okay. Now let's get into some real shit to look into. Did you see about the Cub Scouts?
Yeah, I read that shit that you shared today, bro. Yeah, I saw it. I read that. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, dog?
Yeah.
Isn't that absolutely crazy?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's crazy, but like, it's like nothing that like I don't think anyone like kind of like knew what was like already going on. You know what I'm saying?
It was nowhere near like a common thing as far as like how we talk about the church. Nobody talks about the Boy Scouts like that.
I always thought the Boy Scouts were super rapey.
They're super rapey, but no one's ever talked about it like that. Like, it wasn't like a full-grown out thing like that. Now, overnight, they're going fucking bankrupt, basically. Like, I don't know. It's just... And, I mean, you're talking about over 12,000 victims, over 7,000 suspects.
So far.
This is only able because they passed that law, you know?
Yeah.
They extended.
Where they were working the statute of limitations, yeah.
And then that's the part I laugh out where it says that the church withdrew support and pulled out nearly 400,000 members that they enlisted to do their own activities now. So there was 400,000 church boys.
So it was that. So I forgot what. I believe it was the Mormon religion. I'm not sure. It was one of those in particular. It was a particular religion, but it wasn't like Catholic or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was Christian. Though,
no, it was a particular
like
one.
Saint Agnes James or some shit.
I'll tell you. I think it was Mormon. It was something like that. Yeah.
Huh.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'd be surprised if it was 400,000 members of Mormon.
Yeah. So they're definitely. So I mean, they're definitely struggling at this bitch. I mean, like.
I don't even know if there's 400,000 Mormons.
I'm just like, I'm not even sure why girls wanted to join it. Like, why? You know what's going on in that bitch?
Now you do, bro. It's crazy, bro. And then when you read into it, they got reports on people that were doing shit, and they did nothing.
I'm also
they hired people that were on the sex offenders list.
I want to know, like, it was also like a thing where like. You know, like where it was like a big thing where like they were like sexually assaulting each other, you know, because I mean, like you do what you get, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, most offenders are offended themselves. So, I mean, like people get offended, they then assault other people within the Cub Scouts, man.
So I can stop being the one and start being the one.
You know? Yeah.
I'm tired of this way.
Yeah, or like you're just young and then you just copy what you get, you assault someone else.
We're implementing new rules. And now, like, a rule is that, like, it has to be 2 scout leaders at all times. It's like, first of all, that seems like something that should have been a rule. Number 2, well, you don't think you got 7,000 suspects.
I think 2 of them are like up.
2 of them can get together.
Exactly.
What if the head guy that
and
sets
cause
the
more
schedule
damage?
is
Exactly.
the one that's doing the raping?
Exactly, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta be more careful where you leave your kids.
I don't give a fuck. Bro.
I
when someone
don't
gets
trust
attached,
anybody.
when someone gets attached to that level of something, it's over. There's no filing for bankruptcy because the Boy Scouts is canceled in America. It's no longer allowed.
You need to shut down because like there's no way you file for bankruptcy because of the sexual litigation against you. Like,
over $1 billion
like,
it's expected. Bro. It's gonna be the biggest case ever.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're selling land to try and pay for it.
And they're going under. There'll be no more.
Fuck $1, man. That's all I know. I'm trying to see justice. I'm trying to see like 5,000 people go do 50
years.
See ya.
Piled it up.
Sure, yeah, we got 3 kids that said you raped them. 50 years.
Where they finna stay?
Death row.
Just let them get fucked up. Spread them out of here and there and let them get fucked up everywhere.
You want to talk? Listen, government. If you're out here doing, sage murders and fake murders, let's just do it on the people that deserve it too. Not only people that have, information on the Clintons. Let's also do it to the fucking, the guy that didn't get that raped 6 kids and didn't get death penalty. Let's give his ass a little cancer.
It's the same people.
Take him out.
It's the same people.
Take him out.
That one senator, he runs a Cub Scout thing on the weekend and rapes kids and rapes the boys and rapes the boys. What can you do besides let them go under? You gotta let them go under.
We beat them. That's what I said. We gotta form a vigilante group.
You want to start one?
Yeah.
We can start. Y'all want to sign up for a vigilante pedo hunting group?
Who doesn't want to go around beating up sexual assault doers? That's what I could say. I mean, who doesn't want that? You say like, okay, you like doing sexual assault? You got you beaten.
Yeah, you're gonna beat him. You want to stay in this neighborhood? We'll keep beating you. We'll just keep beating you. Yeah.
You gotta be careful when who's doing the beat.
We gotta start recruiting.
Because there could be somebody in that group, right? They watch their friend fuck a drunk girl.
You see, I don't think I'm necessarily like a beater. But I could be a dispatcher. It'd be like, pedo, this address. Yeah, dispatch. I need all units.
We run 6 blocks.
Oh yes, bats in hands, just like the fucking like the angel style, like in the New York Angel style, where like you got like suspenders and the beret. Just like,
here's the thing, though, right? I like how you say you're not a beater, right? Because here's the thing, like, say we got like 8 of us, right? I bring you guys all down here. I got a big whiteboard now on the wall. I got a victim. I got the suspect. I got the convicted. I got the details of the case up there. I got a black light right here. We all just sit down. We're all just sitting there. I'm going through the case. I got one of them things where you hit the board. The long extender thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fact number 1. 2 sisters, 7 and 8 years old. I go through. I get your blood boiling.
Yeah.
On, you know what I mean? I go through. I'm just like, he was their uncle, their trusted, loving uncle. I get everybody pumped up.
Right.
Then we all grab our baseball bats and we go get that guy 2 bucks up.
Bing.
Yeah. You could give him 1.
I'll give him a crack. I just wanted to be the. I just wanted to make a joke about the. I just wanted to make a joke about the dispatcher role. I just wanted to make a joke about the dispatcher role.
Dispatcher's probably a hell of a job, ain't it?
Bro, there's some crazy ones. Yeah, I've heard there's some crazy ones on YouTube, man.
Imagine how much bullshit you get too, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's like so much people calling.
I'm thinking of like the blood curdling ones
all the time when I was a kid, bro.
They're coming in now. It's like, are you there? Yeah, hang on, we got people on the way. It's like, oh my god, man.
God, yeah. When you're talking to people, but there's like ones where like people are in the house.
Yeah,
yeah, and you're just like, be quiet.
Yeah.
Like, there's that one where like the dispatcher keeps saying, like, just keep
man.
talking to me, and she's like,
yeah.
And you just hear her start screaming, bro. It's just horrible, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a good movie like that with Helen Berry too, about the same premise, basically about like.
I've heard that
it's a real good movie.
Yeah.
But I remember like when I was a kid, bro, I would literally argue with dispatchers, like just prank calling them. I would call them up out just like ass and titties or some shit, some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
I'd hang, and they would be like, "Don't fucking prank call," They would like cuss and shit. Yeah. Like I remember keeping it real. I'd hang up. I'd do it again like a little later. And like they'd be on there like, do you know? Like I remember like the first person that told me that I'm not allowed to call the cops, like pranking them, was the cops.
Yeah.
Was literally the cops showed up at my door, and I was just like, I remember just like, shit.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. There's a couple times in life where like you're just like, shit.
Yep, that's one of them.
I remember one time like a good one that just hit me like that. I remember like I remember Rodney came to my house. We shot some BB guns, bro. Right? Rodney's like, you gotta bring these over to my house. I don't know why,
Bro.
but I'm like, all right. So next time I come over his house, bro, I sneak all my BB guns over, all 3 of my BB guns. Like I got this long ass case and shit. I got everything in there. And his parents leave for pool. When his parents left for pool, we used to just do the dumbest shit. Yeah. So we go out back and like we're shooting and everything, and then Rodney's like, we're all just shooting him, and then Rodney's like, "Then we hit that car." I'm like, "Well, we should shoot on far, so you know that nobody sees it like that." So I'm just like. And you can just like you hear it just hit the fucking side of the window. It didn't bust, but it was like boom, boom, like bounced right off. And like I look at Rodney, and all of a sudden like four houses down, the guy's just like, "What the fuck you just hit my car for?" And it's like I literally know, we ran inside so fast, bro. I remember we locked all the doors.
You hid.
We hid the guns. We hid everything. Like literally, we had just convicted a murder, bro.
Yeah.
We were so scared. We're just sitting there. We're like, let's just. I remember Rodney's like, we gotta answer the door. He's gonna tell my mom and dad. I'm like, we should just deny it. I'm like, just keep denying it.
Yeah, exactly.
It did not. I remember eventually it came around to like we told him. The guy ended up being pretty cool and shit about it. But like, I remember the way my heart felt when that guy was like, "Oh fuck, you didn't hit my car." I was like,
yeah, we've been there a couple of times, man. I remember there was one time for me, like it was with the cops in particular. I remember like I'm not sure who I was with, but I remember we got into a little construction site. We were playing with shit, messing around. I remember I had some of the construction tape. I remember I tied it around me. I was running around with it, having a good old time. Cops pull up while I'm in the middle of running around with this tape tied around me. I just stop in my tracks, just like with caution tape tied around me on my head, like a headband. Just like,
oh my god, bro!
I was like, or at that moment, just like sitting here, just like I can't even lie. I can't even lie about no shit. Like every once in a while, like you feel better because you're like, I can lie maybe about this one, and maybe like swing my way with this one. I'm just like, this one, I'm like, I can't even lie.
I'm caught.
I can't even lie. I just got caught red-handed with this tape tied around my head. Cop just pulled up, like I can't do shit.
Nothing came of it though.
No, I just got scolded. You know. I mean, like you're younger, but it's like yell at you till you go home.
Me and Rod had another one when unfortunately introduced him to writing some cars. When I got over his neighborhood, I was just like, new victims, fresh face. I don't live here.
Yeah.
So I got him and his friend doing it.
It's the worst thing.
Yeah, bro. So and they're older than me, so like I felt safe. I felt safer than I did at home.
Yeah.
I remember we're running this one. It's like in this back of this house, and there's a car sitting in there that's open, and it's got so much shit. It's got like scratch offs, change, just all types of shit. And we're just grabbing it all. Me and Rodney are in the front seat, and the other boys down the block like keeping lookout. Bro, we came up, like me and Rodney came up at the same time, we looked forward, right at the front of the hood is a guy like this, looking right at us, bro. And we're just like, like literally like Home Alone, We're just like, we both book out, dog, go running down the long
He chased you?
He chased us for a while, ended up calling the cops. We had to run from the cops, long story short, but just that heart drop right there of like,
yeah.
Bro, I had another time like that when I was a kid. I told you about before, I used to live next to a window, on Drew Street. And bro, one time in the middle of the night,
I remember you told me,
movie style, bro. Literally, I remember I woke up and I was facing the window, had my blind down though, but I could like hear like someone like hitting the siding of your house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Nightmare, bro. I remember like I just found the heart to be like and look underneath my blind, dog, and literally she was looking right at me, bro. And like we're just this close.
What did you do, bro?
Yo, I remember this clear as day.
Oh, of course.
This was like
traumatizing,
hell, bro. It's
traumatizing.
Still thinking
That's
about
traumatizing,
it.
bro.
I remember as soon as she did it, I let go of the thing. I put my feet against the wall and I pushed off the wall with my feet, Like, that's how quick I was trying to get away. I was like, boom, I shot right to my mom to go tell, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's literally like, and they would still to this day, she never believed me. She never believed me, bro.
She never caught that lady.
She never believed me. None of them never believed me. They looked out back, but this lady was gone by that time. You know what I mean? They always thought I was dreaming. But I was not dreaming, bro.
It was
like
a lady looking in your window, man.
Was not dreaming. There
That's
was a lady.
so fucking creepy, man.
For some reason, junkies would come to my back right there because I seen somebody else before, but they weren't right at the window like that. I heard somebody out back, and I opened it up. Somebody was sleeping in my backyard.
Yeah.
They was sleeping on the ground in my backyard. I'm like, what? Why in my yard? I don't know why.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. But like this time, the lady was like literally right there. As soon as I opened that thing up, bro, we made eye contact, and my fucking every nightmare you have as a kid,
that feeling, bro. You're
all
terrified.
The movies you've seen, you're just like,
you're fucking terrified.
As weird as it sounds, well, not as weird as it sounds, but to be honest, like there was also a sign of relief that it was like this small woman. It was a small woman that was like 5'8".
Instead of some dude, you know,
or a tall woman. You know, it was a small figure. So I was like, it was like my size. Like she wasn't much taller than me.
But still scary nonetheless.
Scary as fuck.
Still scary nonetheless.
Yo, it was raining, bro. It was a rainy, dark movie style night, yo. And literally, I just looked out there because like she was like underneath her awning and just chilling there, and that was right outside my window, bro. Just oh my god, hate thinking about it. Yo. Just heart dropping moments.
I would hate to find anyone out from my window, man. Especially caught off guard like that, bro. Oh,
you
no,
know,
man.
I drop moments when you realize your injuries.
Your injuries?
Yeah, like when you realize how bad you're injured. Like I don't know the amount of injuries you've had, but like some shit that I've been through. Like I know where like I know like when I crashed, like I just didn't want to accept it. And then when you realize the extent of your injuries, like, it's overwhelming. You know?
Oh yeah, like, bro. I mean,
oh my god,
I never had crazy. I mean, I never had anything crazy go on.
Well, like your mouth, like you know, like when you really felt your tooth, and you're just like,
I remember when I spit my tooth out.
Yeah, you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm the tooth front. Like it's like overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know? It was like,
I mean, when I got the tooth and it was like all said and done, I was just like, yes. You know, I was so funny. That was another overwhelming feeling. Was like the overwhelming joy of just being like,
overwhelming joy.
Bro, I don't think I stopped smiling for like a whole year. Just like,
when I got up from that crash, I remember like I'm just like, this is another crash. I'm gonna walk off, you know. And I was like, I'm walking. And I remember just like as soon as I'm walking, like I just feel so much pain in my knee. I'm just like, oh, now I feel like all this pain in my other knee. And like I looked down at my knees and they're just soaked in blood. I'm like, oh, my knees are bad. And it's like not even you trying to do this. It's literally my brain trying to like convince that the injuries aren't as bad.
Exactly,
man. See itself in a better form.
Exactly.
And, you know what I mean? And like,
you're good.
Literally, I'm just like, I'm looking at that. I come up, I'm just watching scratch after scratch after scratch. I'm still trying to walk. My knees hurting so bad. My back's hurting. I'm like, you're good. You're good. I really walked all the way to the car, bro. And like, it got to the point where like I sat in the car. I looked down at my knees. When I looked down at my knees, like my fucking skin fell between my eye right there where I got that cut. Like my skin fell right here. I'm just like, oh man. And then my body just gave up the lie. You know, it just gave up the lie. It was like, we're in a bunch of pain. You know? Like, my arm started shaking and shit, you know, because it's the one I broke my arm, and my whole body's just like, fuck, we're in pain. Yeah, I had like my whole back all scraped, everything's and like, and then
some real pain.
It's sad crazy and overwhelming because it's just like, wow.
I'm fucked up.
Bad. I've had moments like that in my life, but I've always been lucky.
Yeah, I never had anything super crazy like that. But I mean, I remember like the one day I played basketball. I remember I walked up, like I remember I, rolled it inward. I was complete to finish the game out. Walked home. I was like, I'm all right, just another ankle roll you gotta, accept and move on from. Or I wake up trying to get up and walk, and I just remember just immediately sitting back down, just being like, no. I'm not good.
Shooting pain?
Yeah.
I
try to put some weight on it, and you're just like, no.
Fracture right there.
My shit was fucking swollen. It's red. I'm just like,
this shit fucked up.
ER. It's time to go.
I've always been fortunate, except for like, it's like when I got it bad, you know? But for the most part, I was like, bro, like I said, I used to ride anything. Like I've crashed 30, 40 times, bro. And like, I only had really one bad one, It's just me being super dumb. Like, I remember like this one time I was driving behind East Point, bro. I'm on the train tracks. Long story short, I'm doing like 50 miles an hour on a 4-wheeler inside the train tracks, like banging this turn.
Where you tell me this one,
As I come around, just hit these two things, bro. I get slingshot like 50 feet. And I remember like not 50, but like 15, you know?
Yeah.
And like I remember when I got up, like my foot, like to this day, I'll never forget it. Like the bottom of my foot was shaking so bad, like someone having a seizure. My body was fine, but my foot was just like lit like this. It was going like this, It was so scary, Like I'm just like, I'm trying to stop it, and I can't even stop it.
You're just like freaked out for a second?
I was thinking I'm numb and this thing's probably shattered. Like that's what I was thinking, because I slid for a long time too. When I landed,
no, bro.
I'm like, man, this thing's shattered. I'm numb as shit. This thing's in shock. I'm in shock,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there waiting, and like I remember, like at the end, I got up, I walked away, like I was good.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Your bike and you were all straight.
Damn,
bro.
I've had
bro.
I'm like so many moments like that. One time I had a 3-wheeler with no brakes. I was coming down a hill full speed, like 45 miles an hour, and I just hit that front wheel in a ditch, and I got slung like 15 feet, and I slid like another 15, like on my face and everything. I remember just getting up and like being fine, like it's like something about landing, like different landings do different things, Yeah. I probably would have been fine on that crash, besides the fact if I'm riding in shorts with no shirt on. You know what I mean? So like shit like that on cement.
Nah.
Like that's what really fucked me up.
Exactly.
It's all about how you fall. But you learn to fall, as they say. You learn to fall.
You do learn to fall. I remember like after playing basketball every once in a while. Like I remember like when I got used to playing at Merritt, I would fall, you would like push yourself back, let yourself slide it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I got used to that eventually, just slide it out real quick. Because I remember like I got to a point where like I remember like as soon as you lost your balance, you'd just be like, all right, timber over, shoot it out. Timber over, shoot it out. Slide, get up, and then just take it back. It was like all the time. But like, yeah, you learn to fall. You learn to take those falls. You learn to roll it out. You learn to do better. I remember one thing I remember when I did early karate. That's one thing that I thought was cool that they tell you is like they tell you how to like roll stuff out and shit. So if you get slammed, it's like always just like smack the ground, just like transfer that force outward so you don't take it all in your back.
Some people like they like lose their balance and like they end up like going like breaking their back against something. You're just like, dude, there comes a point where you're like, I'm about to get hurt.
Just fall.
Where do I want it to hurt?
Just fall, exactly.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I gonna take this to the face?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, like there's a point where like you lose balance, you always try and recover your balance. You know what I'm saying?
If you can. But like I'm saying, like you make what I'll call a business decision.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like for me, like in that crash, like I hit my head first.
Yeah.
I've realized, fuck, I just hit my head so hard. Like I remember it clear as day. So I just put my hands up like this, and I was like, whatever breaks, just trying to protect my face.
Yeah, protect your head. It's the most important thing.
You make a business decision. It's like these arms will heal.
Fuck these arms, the brain.
The
brain won't heal.
Off,
The brain won't heal, man.
Who knows if I took another 2 or 3 of them? Could have been losing skin.
How many can you take of those exactly?
Yeah, exactly. Bro, the first
orbital fractures.
I got whipped off the bike and my head did like this. Blink. I remember I came up and like before I hit again, it like my brain processed it.
Oh no!
And it was like nope, bow. And then I ended up breaking the elbow.
I was saying because I mean, you
protect my face.
You break some bones in your face or your head, man. Some fucked up shit, man. Some crazy shit starts happening from there.
God, bro.
That you gotta worry about.
Teeth, jaw.
Your face is gonna be disfigured. You don't want none of that shit, man. Nah, you lucky.
I couldn't imagine, bro.
Definitely lucky. You see where you smacked your head. So you're lucky.
I'll always be there.
Definitely lucky. You didn't break nothing.
Harry Potter shit.
Yeah. It's the curse of that 450.
It's not about scars there, man. Scars are cool, man. I mean, obviously you don't want them because it comes with pain. But like, there's just some cool ones I got, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like,
I'm scarred up.
There's some cool scars, man. Yeah. There's stories, man. There's stories.
I feel like this is like one of my favorite ones. This comes down my arm. It's like one that didn't even hurt that bad.
Yeah.
This is a piece of metal that got me, but I always thought, like, man, it looks so cool, man.
Yeah.
I remember when it happened, I was like, that's gonna be a cool scar.
I got too many recent. I got one on my like wrist right here. That one I remember specifically because I could see like my wrist bone because it went so deep. But I mean, it's really not that deep because your wrist bone's right there.
Right, you are right there.
I mean, I had just had a head-on collision with another bike. I mean, that just fucked me up. Yeah, I remember that just fucked me up. I remember like we just hit on boom, heads boom, everything followed down. I think I caught myself on the chain or a peg or some shit, one of the bike pegs.
Just gash that bitch off.
Like,
it's weird when you see that meat too, ain't it?
Yeah,
you see that white.
You see the way it's shaped. Like there's like a fling.
I can see something.
You can see like a flap where like you know what I'm saying, where like something hit it. It was just a flap there, just like. And I just bandaged it up. And it was just
like the skin is so strong.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't take your nails and rip off your skin.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be super hard. But like if something quick happens, like this piece of metal could take my skin off.
Exactly. You dig deep enough. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it might not even go past the first layer. Past the first layer,
and then
but won't make it through the whole layer of skin.
It just figures out like this gash in my arm. Like it just figured out how to replace that half-inch gap.
That's what I'm saying. Like even with stuff like that, you don't ever get in the flesh. You're still in like the layers of skin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so deep.
You didn't hit tendon or nothing like that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or like any type of flesh part, muscle.
And how quick it heals too.
Yeah, it's super thick.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, but the body's ability to heal always like fucked with me, man. Like it's always super fucking cool.
You know what the most amazing thing is? Well, they also say it though, is the tongue. The tongue heals super fast, bro, because it's always wet.
Yeah,
like the saliva apparently accelerates. Her nephew, bro, literally almost bit all the way through his tongue, dog. Yeah. He's got like 2 big front teeth.
My nephew did it before.
Got hit, and right there in the middle, bro, he literally, you could see like the imprint on the bottom of his tongue.
Yeah,
like it went deep. That shit was cleared in like 8 days.
Yeah,
yeah. I was like, damn,
that's wild.
That's the body, boy.
I always think when you bite your tongue, like my tongue does heal for pretty fast.
That's them steroids and them chicken nuggets. You think that's anything to do with anything?
I have no idea, but if it helps your healing ability, I think we need to eat some more chicken nuggets then. Because if it's gonna help you heal more.
Well, it can help you at one thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Get another.
You know what I'm saying?
Gatorade can be good for you.
At certain times.
Or it can kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. Yeah. That is very true. There's time and place for everything.
Yeah.
The time and place for chicken nuggets.
Not everything, but most things. Bro, I've been telling you forever, bro.
So what you're saying.
Listen.
What?
Johnny Red's best chicken nuggets ever, bro.
I gotta go, man.
Not me.
I still gotta go.
We're getting ready to go soon, so I'll hit you.
Invite me. I'll go.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be going. Yeah, I'm definitely down, man.
You gotta try it, bro. Gotta put you on with like 3 things there, dog. They got that. I got sweet baby.
I gotta go there, and I gotta go to that buffet place you got, going on. So we'll hit them up.
Which one?
That one place out near the MVA, whatever.
Andy's. Yeah. That's not buffet, but it's not
whatever it is. But they got good shit.
That's
check it out. And I gotta put you on with me. We gotta go. We gotta trade off a couple places. We gotta go one day.
Check us out on our next.
Speaking of
food expeditions. Let's say we're doing expeditions now. I'll taste his shit. You can be the judge. I love putting someone on with some good food, man.
Yeah, so do I, man.
Love it. I took my nephew out. Took my nephew out for Italian.
You're tough for that.
I took my nephew out for Italian food, right? I'm like, where you want to go? Anywhere you want. I said, any food you want. He said, Olive Garden. I said, what? Olive Garden, bro? He's like, I want some good Italian food.
Like, good. You went to Vinny's.
Good Italian? Yeah.
So you went to Vinny's.
I'm like, you want some good Italian?
Was he blown away?
He was blown away by everything. I said, try these mozzarella sticks. Best he ever had. I said, try this crab soup. Best he ever had. Like, try the Alfredo. Best he ever had.
Yeah, there you go.
I said, man, you don't know until you try.
Exactly.
I'll keep telling you guys all my food tips. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for checking us out. I love y'all. Appreciate you.
Y'all have a good night. Like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Boom.